As protesters take to the streets hoping that leaders solidify a deal that secures the release of the remaining hostages, families and loved ones like that of Idit Ohel continue to hang on to hope.
This is something that we have to remember, that they don't have a lot of time. You know, I have this hourglass that I take everywhere with me, knowing that, showing that he does not have a lot of time. None of the hostages that are still there have a lot of time, and we have to do something about it.
That was Idit's mom, Idit Ohel, back in February, and she is back with us today. Thank you so much for giving us your time. I know the news of the 6 hostages that were found dead was devastating for you to hear. Tell me where your head and your heart is right now.
Yeah, it is very difficult. It's very difficult to, to hear about this. This shouldn't have happened at all. They were supposed to be home by now. So I could not understand it, and it's hard for us. It's really, we're all grieving. The families cannot imagine the mothers that had to hear about their loved ones being murdered, very close to being rescued. It's very hard for me.
And I know that includes the mother and the family of Hersh Goldberg-Polin. He was the young Israeli-American. I understand that your son was in hiding with him at some point. Can you share more about that?
Yeah, they were both at the Re'im bomb shelter, hiding from the rockets and not knowing that the Hamas is coming in to get them. And they were kidnapped together. And put on a truck, and they took them to Gaza. That was on the 7th of October. So for me, it's very hard. It's, Hersh had to, not just Hersh though, the other 5 also, and try to cope and try to survive for that 10.5 months. And only to be murdered a couple of days ago is just heartbreaking, and it has to do with, I think, with about our government and what they're trying or not trying to do.
There's clearly a lot of frustration and pain across Israel right now, rightfully so. How do you feel about Netanyahu's insistence that this war does not end until Hamas is eliminated?
For me, it's very hard, because that's not seeing our child. That's not seeing the hostages. That's seeing somebody else. The hostages, human lives, are the most important thing, and we have to do everything we can to get them back home. And continuing this war is not seeing them. That's how I see it, and I think most mothers and hostage families see the same. We think that he should do more. He should be thinking about our families, being there for many months. He should be bringing and his citizens back home. Alon is is a citizen that was taken from Israeli land. He did nothing wrong. And Netanyahu has to do everything in his power to think about that and to see that and do everything now, to bring them back home. Continue with this war is not something that I can understand.
The U.S. government has been in talks with many of the families. Hersh's family was one of them. How much communication do you have with the Israeli government in the interim, as day-to-day I think of you at that hourglass living this nightmare?
With the Israeli government, that is?
Mm-hmm.
I don't have much contact with the Israeli government. I have more contact with other governments. They are, I don't know what they're doing. I know that we need to make sure that they're doing the right thing. And we can see that if another 6 bodies came back not alive, they're not doing enough. That's how I see it. I believe that it's something that they have to think about. They're diverting the main issue. The main issue is the hostages, not the war.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.